Hello everyone, this is Frugal Panda. Let's take a ride into Breckenridge, Colorado. Breckenridge is located in the mountains. We're going to go there from Dillon Reservoir. So basically we're going to park at Dillon Reservoir and ride in taking the, what do they call it, the Dillon Reservoir Loop, or actually it's called the Blue River Bikeway. It's a real easy, it's very hard to get lost. It's going to be a beautiful ride. It's about 14 miles. I'm riding an Lectric XP 3.0, and I have the long range, so I have the bigger battery, but I'm also carrying a backup standard battery as well, which fits in here. My wife is riding a Radpower Radrover 6 Plus. I'll leave my codes in there for that bike. So if you're interested, I actually really like her bike. The only reason I don't have it, I think it's a way better bike than my Lectric XP, but the only reason I don't have it is I need a folding bike, and the Lectric XP does the job. But fit and finish, Radpower still, I think, has a little bit better fit and finish on their regular bikes. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Also, her bike with her on it, because she's much lighter than me, as well as the bike's pretty powerful. I have to work a little bit more to keep up, with her, but that's nothing, that's not a big deal. And it has to do a lot of times. She also weighs a lot less than me. It'd be the same probably if she was riding my bike. Anyway, this is Breckenridge. Population here is around 4,000 or so people. I think it's 4,000 and something. I can't remember what it is. It's something around there. It's a small city. It's a cute little city when you get here. I think it's kind of cool. It's a little overpriced. They have a cool downtown. I'm not going to show a lot of the downtown. It goes more so about the ride, but we did go into downtown, walked around some. We grabbed a bite to eat along the river or creek or whatever it is that runs through here. There's cute little shops. We actually controlled ourselves. We didn't buy anything up here. We know it can be a tourist trap. And to be honest with you, it's 4,892 people actually live here. We know it's kind of a tourist trap even in the summer sometimes. And it was a lot of people there, to be honest with you. The ride in was beautiful. I think Frisco had a lot less people when we went there. So how do trails work here? One way you can go to Breckenridge. The other ways or whatever, you can go to Dillon, you can go to Frisco. All cool little mountain towns here. We got tons of them. You've seen one, you've seen a lot of them, and that's not to say anything bad. They're all cool little towns. It's just what you prefer. Breckenridge, would I come back? Oh yeah, I'd come back to it. I'd dig it a little bit. So one of the funny things someone asked me about, well, tell me a little bit more diversity in the mountain towns. It depends on the mountain town. Breckenridge is one of those funny ones that you'll see all these signs for whatever matters, or we like all these different people and all this stuff. But what you will notice when you're in Breckenridge is most of the people that live there are not. There's no real diversity. So it's kind of like, I don't know about Dillon itself or Frisco, but if you go to like the Walmarts and some of these places, you'll see a lot of people of color, but you'll never see them living there because, well, they can't afford to live there. Furthermore on that, and a lot of times it's like first generation folks that have moved here and stuff, so you'll see a lot of people probably from the same areas that are working in like your Walmart, stuff like that. But like I said, this area population is very dependent on these first generation folks to provide services, to work in retail, to do all this. But something tells me, and I work in housing, if I've never told you, I work in social work, that a lot of times you can put all these goody two-shoe signs out and say all this stuff, but the reality of it is your area is not affordable. And not only is it not affordable, even people that have been in this area for years and years, that family lived here and stuff, they start getting priced out. So what I say that is because people had asked me, well, tell us about the diversity in the mountain towns. I go to them all the time. They're fine. Not all of them are the same. Not every mountain town is a tourist area. So some places are just regular folks, and then some places are a bunch of transplants. I'm going to be honest with you. But like I was saying, getting back to it, is you'll walk through these cute little neighborhoods, these cute little houses, and many of them have been in families for generations, but nowadays a lot of them are not in those families anymore. Grandmother or mom's passed away. Sometimes they took the money and ran. Sometimes the bank took the house. So many times you also have, I'm gonna be honest with you, city slickers from a lot of times out of state or from the big cities that buy these places and push the costs up. The average house out here is $775,000, and they're so cute and they're this and they're that. But the reality is, a lot of times people have been priced out of this area. And, I talk about diversity, I'll talk about it a little bit here and there. And this ain't nothing to talk about being uncomfortable. I'm too old to be uncomfortable. You're not going to make me uncomfortable. And if you do, you're going to hear about yourself. But what I'm getting at is we have a place that's a historically black area that's in Denver itself that's 5 points. Well, they priced out the people that were there and they turned it into Yuppieville. And that's just to be brutally honest about it. The same thing happens here. And some of these areas, they're historical downtowns, but a lot of people in those areas aren't from those areas anymore. They've been priced out of the area, pushed out. There's no jobs for them. But I'm gonna leave it at this. I just want to say one more thing on this. What the funny thing about it is you'll walk in these little towns and you'll see these little cities like this, and you'll see these signs in people's front. We welcome everybody. We're this or that, or this is a such and such free zone. We love people and all this. But the reality of it is you kind of bump out everybody. You're okay with people. A lot of times you come to these areas and you'll go into places, and the people that serve them are brown and mostly brown people and first generation folks that are doing all the work and the construction and all that stuff, but they can't live in the area. So yeah, you can say this and that, but are you really that as much as you say you are if they moved in next to you? Because you priced them all out that they can't live here. They have to live far away and drive in or catch a bus. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's a little hypocritical, and I think it's a lot of just what they call that, virtue signaling. I guess that's what they call it. Isn't that a word, virtue signaling? I see a lot of it. Would I live here? Heck no. The reason I wouldn't live here, it's a tourist trap. Do I mind coming here at certain times? Not really. If I didn't come here ever again, would I be sad? No. There's just too many towns I like. And what I like is authentic areas. I'm not saying it's not authentic. I just know that paying $775,000 for a house out here, it's not authentic to me, and that's what happens when people get secondary homes, stuff like that. I've just been to a lot of mountain towns. I just think there's a lot cooler ones. I just like where I can be in a store and the guy talks to me. Yeah, my family's been in the area 150 years and they got real stories. Not like, oh, you're from California? So am I. Yeah, I've lived here 5 years. I paid $1 million for a 2-bedroom house here. When I sold my mom's house in San Diego, it's awesome. I don't really want to talk to them folks. I just want to talk to regular people, But it was cool. I don't have nothing to. I don't know. It was cool. It was cool enough. I just like here's the thing. I'll give you guys some advice. The further away you get from Denver, like you want to go, you'll get more authentic mountain towns. Like people have been there generations, and the people that want to live there that are transplants, they're more likely integrating into the area, and they're not just using it as their summer home or something like that, because it takes a lot more work to go more than 2 hours, 3 hours away from Denver. So if you wanted to see that, go some hours away from Denver. You'll thank me later, and you'll feel that slow pace, and you won't be on the trail in town with 75% of the people there don't even live in the area. They're just there for the day, so it's packed. Are paying $80 for appetizers. But anyway, it is a beautiful ride. I like Dillon Reservoir. It's just a little too close if you want to get away. And I'm just going to put it that way. If you want to get away, you got to go a couple hours. That's Colorado for you. Ride in, it's easy. It's an easy ride. Frisco's a little chiller than Breckenridge, so I'll tell you. If you go take that trail into there, it is a little bit chiller, a little slower. You don't really have to dodge people walking down the street. Also, when you get into Breckenridge, at a certain part you have to stop riding and you walk your bike and you park it. And that's what we did. And it was cool. It was fine. It was free. The only thing it cost us is when we ate, and it was tolerable. It was basic food. It was decent. It's not the best, but it was decent. I still would recommend coming to Dillon Reservoir just because you can hop on your bike and ride either way, and it depends what you want to do. So there's options for you. You just gotta, decide which way you want to go. The bikes, they did fine. I had plenty of charge. That's where we ate. I think it was called Ollie's. It was more a cool looking little fake steamboat or ship. It was cool to eat there and relax, watch the fish and try and feed them. That's where we parked. There's the Radrover 6 Plus from Rad Power. I'll leave links. Anyway, I'm sorry to get on my soapbox about that, but I just sometimes think, well, I just think about this sometimes. You come to these type of towns that are tourist traps, and you see these signs for all this and that, and you're like, dude, you guys priced everyone out. It's easy to put that when you know no one can afford to live here. you know, you just regular folks. And it may mean nothing to some people, but me, I like going places where at least there's a lot of the original people that were in this area that helped settle it, and you got a good mixture of them as well. Not it's been taken over by an REI or a Cotopaxi store or whatever. Like to see some home Smith's, grocery store or whatever, not Smith's, but like somebody's family owned. But you can see it's beautiful. We got a free bag here as people ask what we thought about Breckenridge. Like somebody had out asking a questionnaire while we sat there by the water. It was chill. It's clean. I would probably come here on an off day. I'd find out when an off day when a lot of people don't come up here. A lot of times I like when the weather's bad to do that, and there's not a lot of people as much. But no, it was beautiful, guys. But if you want more authentic mountain towns or just chiller ones, go further away from Denver. You'll thank me later. And I would still come back up here. We still had a great time riding our bikes up here. She really enjoys that Radrover. And she loves it. She rides it a lot, even without me now. She just doesn't. She rides it in our area because it's heavy and she can't pick it up and stuff. So I'm glad I spent the money and got her a quality bike. She really enjoys it versus the cheap folding one I had, which I like the cheap, but I'm a cheap dude. Anyway, this is Frugal Panda. Go here, check it out. It's safe, it's clean. You'll see some cool signs about inclusion of everyone, and just realize most folks won't be able to afford to live here though. And it's just how it is, guys. Lots of places to eat. Watch your wallet, because it is a tourist trap place. You can just bring your kids up here and go hang out by the water. That's free. Bring a lunch. Ride your bikes in, if you're a young person and got a bunch of kiddos. Anyway, I would come back. I'd check it out. I've been to Breckenridge before, so it's been a long time. I really like the ride. Next time, though, I would probably still go back towards Frisco. I like the Frisco ride better. Just Frisco's a little bit chiller. This wasn't bad, though. There we are. We're at the end. This is a ride from Dillon Reservoir to Breckenridge. Anyway, have a good day, everybody. Don't take my word for anything. Just go out there and go check out places. I'm just giving you some ideas. This is Frugal Panda out. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.